It's about that time again. 3 in the morning. You know what that means? It's time for another 3 a.m. video. Now, 3 a.m. Mr. Nightmare video. So I am currently on my new gaming chair. It's the S-Racer. You can find this on Amazon. Actually, it's like $103 for this chair. But I got it for my birthday. Woo! It's tomorrow. But yeah. So, we're going to be listening to 3 more Mr. Nightmare stories. This one, currently, that we are about to watch is called Night Shift Horror Stories, or Stories Animated. So, without further ado, without further ado, let's get into the video.
It was 2 years ago. I was called in to do the night shift.
Turn up my volume.
To 4 a.m. at 7-Eleven since somebody called out. The store was located on a busy road in a rather quiet and rural area. During the night shift, you could expect anywhere from 10 to 20 people come in to buy a beer or something else. This one particular night, there was this one guy, mid-20s, that came in. He started making weird noises, like loud yelling noises. I assumed he had some kind of mental disability. In fact, my brother has a mental disability, so I immediately felt sympathy for the guy.
He just looks like he feels sorry.
He walked up to the counter
or is
without
like,
any items,
oh god, not this guy again.
His eyes were looking up at the ceiling. I felt uncomfortable. I honestly didn't know how to deal with it.
I have a feeling something's watching
I
me.
tried speaking with
I'm
him.
in my own room.
He only responded in loud noises. I kept checking if he was with someone outside.
I'm gonna grab my
but
socks.
he was alone. There weren't any cars in the parking lot, so I assumed he walked. He stood there for so long, looking up at the ceiling and making noises, that I tried to get him out by handing him a bag of chips and telling him he can go. I tried finding some kind of number to call for someone to help him. Then, out of nowhere, he finally turned around and walked out of the store. I felt so horrible for the man.
Weird.
At the same time, I felt a bit creeped out.
You should be glad that guy's gone,
About
dude.
an hour later, the phone on the counter rang.
Oh no, it's the guy. It's the guy. It's the guy. That's how every
Picked up
story like
to
this
hear
goes.
the familiar yelling sounds of the man from earlier.
Told you.
It caught me off guard. I didn't know what to think, other than this has to be some kind of prank. I hung up on them and was now becoming paranoid of my surroundings, constantly checking the outside through the windows.
Why do you think I'm covering my...
Come 4 o'clock, the person working after me came in, finally allowing for me to go home. It wasn't my problem anymore.
These are the types of videos that really butter my ankles.
Ready to get to sleep. But my phone rang within a minute after entering the door. I felt a chill run down my spine. Why would someone be calling at 4 a.m.? I could only imagine it was bad news. I braced myself and picked up the phone to hear the man again. I felt sick to my stomach as I listened to the loud noises he made. I struggled to slam the phone to the receiver. All night, I felt like I was being watched, even with all the blinds shut. And I could swear I heard strange noises coming from all over my house.
That's creepy, bro.
I refused to get any sleep until the sun came up. Weeks passed, and I had forgotten about the incident.
Okay.
Until one day, when going into the basement for the first time in a while, I found that papers had been scattered all over the floor. And when I went into the basement closet, I found writing on the walls. 7-Eleven had been written in Sharpie on the wall, along with the address to the 7-Eleven I worked at and my house address. The most disturbing part, I also found various kitchen knives, along with a large pocket knife sitting in the closet.
What
started out as seemingly just an innocent person, turning into something of a prank, ultimately turned into something much more horrifying.
No, dude.
He had been living down there for God knows how long.
I don't like that.
I'm just grateful that, for whatever reason,
I don't like
he changed
that.
his mind and left, because I haven't seen or heard from him since. All I can say is that man is dangerously ill.
Whoa, yeah. No, really. That guy's dangerously ill. No, really. Okay. That one felt too real. That one felt that Llama Arts adds in the sound effects for some of the videos, like the groaning and the weird screaming noise. I just don't like it. What's next? But why? Toyota Camry.
I was looking for a car to buy for my son for his 18th
Okay, I'm only gonna watch 2 more stories on this one, because this one's like a 53-minute video.
eBay Motors, they were all overpriced as expected. Craigslist was the only place to find an actual deal. About a week into my search, I found an 03 Toyota Camry. It had 67,000 miles, no accidents, no damage, and good condition for only $3,500. This seems like a steal for such a reliable car with such low mileage. The seller lived about 10 miles from me, which was a reasonable drive when looking for a car. I gave him a call to set up a time to come check it out. The man sounded normal on the phone. He assured me that there were absolutely no problems with the car. He introduced himself as Bob. I brought along $3,500 in cash, even though I planned on wiggling down the price as much as possible. I pulled up the dirt road to Bob's property about 15 minutes early.
Okay.
It was a tiny little house with a decent-sized property.
Those lights, though.
It was a bit far from the nearest neighbors. The garage was open, so I walked over to see if anybody was inside. But except for an unusual amount of car parts, it was empty. The car was nowhere in sight. The only car on the property was an old pickup truck. I went over to the front door
just take the truck.
It was the right
I'm fine with a
address.
truck. Don't need an 05
missing,
Toyota Camry.
So I knocked on the front door. I knocked for exactly 5 minutes before deciding to give the man a call. So I dialed his number and I heard the sound of a cell phone ringing from inside the house. I was extremely confused at this point. Now I knew I had the right house. I didn't understand why, if he was home, why he wasn't answering. I decided I had to take a peek through one of the windows to see if anybody was inside. Peering through the glass, I couldn't really see much as it was pretty dark inside the house. I saw a very old-fashioned dining room set, but across from that, I saw somebody standing at the back door of the house, staring outside. I figured that must
Well, you better run.
So I knocked on the window, but he didn't even move. There was no gate or anything to the backyard. It was just a
you better run.
This wasn't a rural area. I simply walked around the house to the backyard. I didn't understand how he couldn't hear me. When I got to the back door, I made a shocking realization. The figure standing by the door was a taxidermied human being.
Ugh.
I ran straight back the way I came and back to my car.
Whoa.
I looked up one last time before driving off.
No.
The blinds to the window I had peeked into had been shut, but I could see 2 of the blinds bent open.
Oh,
Somebody
no.
was at that window watching.
No.
You can probably guess I had the gas pedal to the floor the whole way home. The whole situation still makes no sense. All the car parts, the fact that there was no Toyota Camry, the taxidermied human being.
That makes no sense. The guy literally almost tried to kill you.
Planning on selling me anything.
Oh yeah.
That also leads to the disturbing thought that I was very close to becoming a lifeless statue staring out that man's back door.
That's disturbing. That one as well, like towards the end, felt way too real. Vintage XXX.
I was on tour trying to find some really deep websites.
I'm willing to bet that's what it's called, not Vintage XXX.
Deeper websites and weird pictures and videos, commonly illegal pornography. Some guy named Vintage XXX
got it!
Without describing what it was. I clicked on it, and it took me to a black screen where a big video box eventually popped up with a play button. The video thumbnail was a dark room, only lit by a
which one is this
screen.
one?
Out of curiosity, I clicked play and began to hear the sound of TV static in the background as lines of static slowly swam down the video screen. There was no seek bar on this video. Then I noticed something slowly begin to emerge from behind the wall. It was a figure dressed in all black with some kind of black mask on as well. I started to suspect it was a jump scare video, and I thought I was right when the figure leaped out and ran to the screen in less than a second. It still got me, even though I was expecting it, but then it got strange. The person had their face in front of the screen, slowly moving around as if he could see me and was observing me. Then I heard a crackly, demonic voice say something. It came from the video.
I'm extremely paranoid right now.
Itself, and I can make the phrase out to be, ask me something.
Nah.
I was really confused.
Nah. When's the next episode of SpongeBob?
There was nowhere to enter text. Then he said, no, not the keyboard. Say something.
I did. When's the next episode of SpongeBob?
Punched me inside of my chest as he said this. I opened my mouth and mumbled the words, you can hear me? It responded with, yes.
So we clearly can't hear me. I'm asking when the next episode is... You know what, never mind.
I pressed pause, but it didn't do anything. He said, don't try to leave. I want to talk.
I'm not trying to leave.
I tried moving the mouse to the exit button, but the mouse was frozen. In fact, none of the keys were responding on my keyboard. There was a long moment of silence before my webcam began flashing as if it were on, and my face popped up on the screen. There, I got a picture of you now. Now just hang on while I get your address, and then we can meet.
That's... No!
I started to panic, smashing every key on the keyboard.
Stop! I don't... These feel so real. Like, these videos make me paranoid of my surroundings. Yeah, I gotta continue the video. I can't just stop here.
Spazzing the mouse, but it did nothing. I had my finger on the power button, but it also didn't do anything. The computer wouldn't turn off. The voice was saying crazy things like, you're stuck here. I will find you. Don't even bother.
I will find you.
I snatched the screwdriver sitting on my desk, unscrewed the 4 screws on the bottom of my laptop, and took out the battery.
Who takes out a battery like that?
Turned off. I was gasping for air as if I just ran a marathon.
It's okay, dude.
My heart was
you haven't seen 10th grade gym yet, even though I haven't seen it yet either.
I have since left my laptop off after that, and have resorted to using my desktop as my main computer. I'm sure by now nothing will happen. He definitely didn't have enough time to get my address.
Yes, he did. Okay. So, so the first one, way too real. The first one was so creepy. Like, that guy's yelling noises and, ugh. Turns out he'd been living in the house. Yeah, it's not cool. Then the second one, the Toyota Camry. That one was an okay episode, but I'm making a video.
You need to be trying to go to sleep.
Nah.
Yeah.
It's another one of my 3 a.m. videos. Psychotic. I'm joking. But, and then my last video was the of course, I think that was a dark web video. Yeah. Oh wait, yeah, because it did say the deep web. So yeah, that's about it I can show for this episode, guys. I'll see you guys later.